we got a new door. I'm going to install it. This is the back door to our house, and we just wanted to share it with you guys, show you what we got. So this is actually a pre-finished door. It's pre-painted in white. We're going to keep it that way. So it's going to be easy to just install and it's done. We don't have to worry about it. I decided to get a pre-finished door because every time we paint a door, it comes out terrible. So this is the doorway going from the dining room out to the back porch. This is where the door is installed, swings inward like that. So far, all I've done is prep this opening. I actually had to cut back our deck boards a little bit and I put this board down. This is just a spacer because I want the door to be high enough that we don't have a problem with clearance under it when the finished floor is done. We're gonna have a 3/4 inch hardwood floor in here. So I just wanted to raise the door up a little bit for our own convenience. So I got that down. And I also cut and assembled our sill pan. Now this is basically a plastic liner that's going to go in the bottom of the door, just like this. And that way, if water ever got into the door frame itself, it would be shed outside and not into the house framing. Now we are in an enclosed, covered porch, way in, away from all water. This will never get wet, but it's required, so we're going to do it. It's just good practice to install a sill pan.
You can move the bucket if you feel so inclined.
Don't sit in this field. I want to see.
All right.
Towards that way more. Okay, go in. Down.
Oh, I think I'm on the back lip. Okay. This is a bigger threshold than I've ever seen before. This is super high. I don't know, this is kind of bothering me. So let's talk about what just happened. Every exterior door I've ever installed, I did it the same way and it always works perfectly. But this one was a different brand I've never tried. It's made in Canada and I think they have an extra thick threshold on it. The threshold was too high. It was just way too high. What I had to do was pull the door out before this Lexel sets up. I pulled all the wood I had in the bottom. And I'm going to see how it looks just resting on the subfloor. And it almost works, but my pan, which now has glue all over it, is too tall. This lip is too tall. It's hitting the wood down here. So I think I'll have to trim this up a little bit so it can sit in there. And then we'll end up just doing a standard door install on the subfloor like most people do. Will it fit? We're running out of time.
That's good.
So that was a little bit of a disaster. I'll tell you, we were stressing for a little bit there, but we got it in. And I think it's going to be better. It was way too high. I couldn't believe this. This threshold, let me show you. Down here, it's just different than any threshold I've seen in an exterior door. They use a different style. I'm so used to just lifting my doors up a little bit so that when I put my finished floor in, the door won't rub on, doormats. But this one's built with enough clearance as it is. You can see there's a big gap under that door. So
Shim.
now we're going to be pulling this weather stripping off on this side just to get it out of my way. because what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw this door right to the wall right there, so that when the weather stripping is in, it'll hide those screws. Let me get it all shimmed up and pulled in where it belongs. Now the door isn't done yet. We still have to keep shimming and screwing, but it's in there pretty good. So what do you think? It's not really like old house style, it's more like 80s house style. So I think it's cool because it has brass accents in the glass, and I don't see that often. So we have a lot of brass hardware in our house. We're gonna have brass hardware in the door, and I think that's gonna go good with that. Usually this is black or, you know, whatever, so brass was neat. It's kind of interesting, has some privacy, but let's light in. But one of the main reasons that I picked this door is because it has this simple design down here where it has like a one panel. I don't even know if you can see it. It has a one panel layout. I didn't want one of those double panel doors. And once again, the door latch holes do not line up with the strike plate holes on the jamb. If you guys have followed our channel for a while, you know that in our previous home, we had this problem multiple times, multiple doors, where the holes did not line up with the door. So you have a latch where your handle is, and you have this strike plate that it goes into, click. They're way off, not even within a reasonable tolerance. I mean, unusable. And I'm shocked that another door from another company has the same issue. Let me show you. First, I'm going to show you that the gap at the top is really even. There's no issue here. The door isn't like sagging or pulling or anything. This might be hard with the lack of lighting over here, but you see the hole. Now look at how low it is in comparison to this notch right here where the plate would be. It's almost at the bottom of the notch. Look at the cutout for the latch plate. See how low my finger is? That's in the center of the hole. It is much too low. It should be here. It's way down here. I don't know how door manufacturers mess up this badly consistently. Now we're going to deal with it because we've had the door sitting here and we already have it half installed. So we're going to try to make it work. But if we installed hardware in this door right now, it wouldn't latch properly. Ashley and I were discussing this and we were saying how I wish they wouldn't even drill the jamb. Just leave it blank and let me put it where it belongs because they can't do it right. And then I would also have the ability to drill it out, chisel it out for the hardware that I'm using. Well, I'm glad we finally got that door installed, but as usual, it didn't go as smooth as I expected, so we're going to hold off on the hardware. I really wanted to get the door hardware on there and make it kind of a complete video. I think that someday, I hope someday, I learn how to properly install an exterior door so I can show you guys properly and the whole process goes smoothly.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
Every time we install doors, we always end up having to redo them.
Pulling them in and out, trying to figure it out.
Yep. And I hope someday door manufacturers can figure out their alignments.
I'm actively trying to reach out to that company. I'm going to see what they say, and I'll try to remember to give you guys an update if I hear anything. Now, one more thing we want to share before we go is that we installed a new ceiling light. Well, guys, I'm in the back porch, and we got a ceiling light for the back porch. I hope it looks good up there. I wanted something simple, and I don't know, I just liked it. So, we're going to be prepping this light for installation. Now, as you can see, the ceiling is still unfinished, so we'll call this a temporary installation, but I just want to have a light out here and I want to see how it looks. The light is actually a two bulb fixture, so we have two sets of wires coming out. And I'm going to take one of these Wago connectors, wire connectors, and I'm just going to combine the white wires combine the black wires. Now you can use a wire nut. The reason I'm using these style connectors is because they work really good for stranded wire, and especially going from stranded to solid. Now I'm going to take some scrap wire that I had laying around, and I'm going to use it just to make a little pigtail, I guess you'd call it. And these are the ones that I'll hook to my ceiling light. The reason I'm doing that is so I only have one connection to the house wiring, and if you ever want to replace this fixture or take it down, I can just pop these two off and it's all done. Well, first let me show you up close kind of what it looks like. It's got a rippled type of glass and two bulbs. Nothing too fancy. I wanted something that wasn't enclosed, just to help the LED bulbs last longer. And I know some are rated for enclosed fixtures, but I think it's always better if they're breathable. And it won't collect bugs. And it's pretty low profile. I was looking for that too. Now up here, I already have these prepped. The reason there's multiple wires in here is because they actually feed another light on the other side of the porch. Now I already hung my crossbar up here. I'm going to get this ground wire all the way up here. Let's wrap it around this screw. Now let's try to clean these wires up. Get them up there in the box. So there it is, all installed. I'm going to get some bulbs to throw in there. So do I like it? Honestly, I don't think I do. It doesn't look as good as I pictured. Now we still have to finish the ceiling. Maybe it'll look better when the room is all complete, but it's not bad. It's just, you know, it's tough on a slanted ceiling to get a light fixture that looks good at an angle, and maybe it looks bulkier than I expected. I was hoping it'd be small, and I mean, you can only get a fixture so small, but look how close it is to me, you know. We'll give it time, we'll use it, and maybe it'll grow on us. The reason I didn't buy two lights is because I didn't know if I was going to like this, and I really wanted to try it out first. So we'll probably do something different over there anyway, because I don't need two bulbs over there. That's just the entry light. So we'll do like a simple, smaller, single bulb fixture, and hopefully match it to this one. Similar, but different. But I really wanted to just see how this works. I'm going to live with it for a while. Maybe it'll be fine. And just so you know, I do plan on buying some like Edison style bulbs to put in there, because I think it'll look cooler than a simple like white LED bulb. So it'll look pretty nice. Who knows? We'll try it. We'll live with it. No, that actually happened like a couple weeks ago. I just was hesitant to show it because I was still giving it time to grow on me, and I was waiting to see if I'd be okay with it. Two things. It did grow on me. I think I like it. We're going to keep it. The second thing is, you know, we're on a spending diet, so we don't want to waste any money, and if the light works, that's good, so we're going to stick with it. That being said, we're going to keep an eye out for a matching light to put on the other side of the porch here, but it's not going to be the same light. It's going to be a similar, but I only want a single bulb over here. This is double bulb, I want a single, so when we get there, I'll share that. I think what was throwing me off was the angled ceiling, having the light kind of tilted, but then also being a low ceiling, it just felt kind of, I wasn't used to it. But like I said, after living with it for a couple weeks, I don't even notice it. It's fine. Now we've made no more progress on our daughter's bedroom, so nothing to share there. We'll get back to that soon. I'm trying to get motivated for sanding. I have to break out the sander and sand the floor and sand the walls and sand
the ceiling.
The ceiling.
That's not fun.
It's just, yeah, I'm not mentally prepared for all that sanding. So at least I have my respirator. We'll get that on. I'll get it done soon. We're still on track on that. I just needed a little break before I got into that job. So that's it. We'll keep you guys up to date if anything comes of that door. And that's all we have for now. So thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.
See ya.